Today is February 17th, 1977. I am in I am interested in interviewing you, Rosie, primarily because you are one of the few children who came to the United States in the early years with their parents from Korea. Rosie, can you tell me what year your parents came from Korea?
1914, April 1914, I think that's what it is.
Uh-huh. Speak up a little bit. Why did they leave Korea?
Well, because Japan had taken over.
Uh-huh.
And if they could get away, they were able to get away.
Mm-hmm. So you and your mother,
my mother and my half brother and half sister,
and your dad.
My dad was already here.
Oh, I see.
I think he was here. I don't know, anyway, I don't think he knew when I was. He didn't see me when I was born. I don't think.
Mm-hmm. So he was already in the United States.
Yeah, and he sent for us.
Uh-huh. Where was he in the United States?
He was in Mountain Home, Idaho.
I see. What was he doing then?
Oh, at that time they took any job they could have, but he was a. I don't know. I think he was a bartender. I worked in the bar or something like that. You know, any job that
Uh-huh.
So,
Just anything to make a living.
Yeah, living. They even bought a little home.
Oh. In Idaho?
In Mountain Home, Idaho.
Mountain
Home.
Mountain Home.
Mountain Home. The name of the city is Mountain Home,
Uh-huh.
Idaho. And that land was there for a long time, but the house wasn't there because when we moved to Oregon, then we went back about I don't know how many years later.
Mm-hmm.
They had taken the house away piece by piece. Nothing but the land left.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Did your father do any farming in Idaho?
No.
Were there other Korean families there?
No.
He was the first Korean there.
Yeah, there's only Korean. I believe there wasn't anyone else. There might have been some Chinese, I don't know. I was a little, we didn't see there that long.
Oh. Do you remember ever hearing why he went there other than just to, find jobs? Was a railroad going on, or was there mines, or?
My father never worked in the mine. We just stayed there about, I don't know how long. We didn't stay there too long.
Uh-huh.
Because we went to Oregon. That's where we farmed in 1916, I think.
I see.
15, 16.
Uh-huh. Let me go back a little bit and ask you, how old were you when you left Korea?
Almost 3.
Almost 3. Do you mind telling me your birthday?
June 28th. That's the year of the boar.
Uh-huh.
I found out last night.
Oh, the year of the boar.
Yeah, or
what,
pig.
What year is that?
1911.
1911, uh-huh.
I said, oh, no wonder I eat so much.
Oh, you had a good sense of humor there. So you went to Idaho to meet your father, and then your father moved over, your family moved over
yeah,
to...
I think there were some Koreans in Oregon at that time,
mm-hmm.
and they told us to come over, I think. I think that's how my father went over.
With
the whole family.
Uh-huh. You recall what your family was doing there? Do you remember hearing about what your family did in Oregon that time?
Well, I was on the farm. We didn't do anything until we went there.
Uh-huh.
Because somebody called us. I have no idea how we got that farm or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
But I know we went to that farm and we stayed there from 1915 to 1929. We stayed there.
Oh.
When my mother passed away, then he moved. He didn't want to stay there anymore.
Oh, I see. When did your mother pass away?
She died in, she died in 25. Excuse me, that was not 1929. She died, we stayed there from 1914 to 1925.
Mm-hmm.
And she died in May of 25, and then we went to Idaho in around Christmas time.
Oh, you went
back to Idaho, to another city.
By then there must have been friends there in Idaho? No?
No. Just my cousin and my sister was there. Uh-huh. And so my father asked them, if they could find a place to farm. So we farmed over there too.
Oh, what did they farm? What did you farm there?
Well, we raised, it was what they call vegetable garden. It was potatoes and corn and strawberries like that.
Uh-huh.
Or it wasn't hay farming or grain farming.
Vegetables. Do you recall your father's name?
Yeah, Pak Kyung Soo.
Pak Kyung Soo.
Uh-huh.
And your mother's name, do you know?
Her name was Im Sosa, as far as I know. Sosa Im, I think.
Im was her maiden name.
Yeah, I think Im was. And on the passport, I think it's Anna.
Oh, she had maybe a Christian name.
Anna Lim, I think. Yeah, somebody must have named her Anna.
Could you recall some of your farm life, what it was like?
Beautiful.
You're a spirit of the nature, huh?
Yeah. We had in the springtime that it was quiet out there on the farm. In the springtime, I always remember about May on the way I come home from school, or even during Saturday and Sunday. It's real quiet, and you can hear the bees do the cherry blossoms.
Oh, buzzing!
Yeah, buzzing. That's a beautiful time.
What else do you remember?
Lots of things. I know we had to walk a mile and a half facing the east wind and got chased home on the way back by the east wind in the winter time. And the summertime, it still blows like that in Oregon. It just puts you to sleep. You can't do anything in the summertime.
In Idaho?
It just runs, it goes right through your body. You can't do anything. You feel, it's so hot and it's so, what do you call it? Suffocating. I don't know what it is, but it just puts everybody. I have an idea. That's why the Mexicans are like that. It's too hot to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it humid there then?
No, it's not that. It's not that humid, but
hot wind.
If the hot wind ever comes up, then you really feel it, and it just changes the day. When you're not feeling good, sometimes you look out and the day looks yellow.
Oh yeah.
When the east wind blows, it's kind of depressed when the east wind blows like that. It's kind of tender. I remember when my mother died, the day looked really yellow. You've heard that expression, haven't you?
Yeah.
When you don't feel, you're upset or something, the day turns yellow.
And it really does, yeah.
I guess to your eye, I guess it's all in the mind, I guess.
What did your mother die of?
Died in childbirth.
Oh, I see. How many brothers and sisters do you have, Rosie?
I have 5 brothers, did I? Now when you ask me like that, I forget.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Jackie, Jackson, Terry, Arthur, and they have 5 brothers.
You did have 5. Are they all living now?
Oh, the baby that was born before my mother died a couple of months later. He couldn't take with that. It was in the baby home. Who cares? So a beautiful baby. It was a heavy baby. She was in labor for a long time. That's why she died. And she got bloated. She got cold. She was at home. She wouldn't even see a doctor. Finally, they took her to the hospital, but then she didn't get well.
Do you have any other sisters besides yourself? Is there a sister?
I have 2 sisters.
2 sisters. Where do you come in the family? Number what?
I'm the oldest from my mother.
Then did your father remarry after your mother passed away?
No.
No.
He remarried when his first wife passed away. See, my mother was his second wife, but he never remarried after my mother died. There was no. It was like now, like Koreans, it would have got married, I think. But at that time, there was any Koreans to marry. Really.
How old were you when your mother passed away then?
I was almost 14.
Well, then you had a lot of responsibilities, didn't you?
Oh, it must have been, but I was a tomboy. I didn't care. But I knew I felt very upset when my mother passed away. But then the responsibility, I think my sister next to me was more responsible than me.
Oh, you were the tomboy.
Yeah, I just went around. I still am.
Did you help your father then with the farming?
Oh, all of us did. Your farm family. Weren't you around the farm?
I was never.
Yeah,
that's why I don't understand.
Yeah, see, with the farm family, everybody works. Everybody does something. That's why we would rather study our lessons than do farm work.
I see.
So you just didn't want to do it. We'd get out in the hole in the summertime and pick whatever beans. I remember picking beans and strawberries. We got paid for picking strawberries. I don't remember if we ever got paid for picking beans, and we'd go out there and help dig potatoes, help pick corn, help pick raspberries, anything we had to do. We always had to do it. The whole family worked. We were always glad to get off to school. Glad to come home and study.
Yeah. In your family, now after your mother passed away, you were 14, and then there were some younger children in the family. So who helped though? Who helped like cook and wash and all those kind of
I
things?
guess we all read. I was 14. My next sister was 10 then.
Uh-huh.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like that. And then then there was one boy, much younger, 3 years younger. So he was a year and a half, and my youngest one, youngest brother, and he had to be put in a home.
Mm-hmm.
And they took care of him until he was 4. You're supposed to let him out at 2 and a half, but we couldn't take care of him.
Yeah.
So they kept him. We kept begging and asking him. Kept him till 4, till he was 4.
Mm-hmm. Life then on the farm was not easy for you guys.
Well, when I think of it, it's much better life than living in this dusty city.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ed just hates our farm. Oh, you ever hear him talk about the farm? He said nothing but work, work, work.
Who, Ed?
Yeah.
You mean
Peggy's husband. He talked about that. He just hates our farm. But I don't know. Maybe I didn't work that hard, or maybe I had a different outlook.
You're not related. I mean, Ed is not your.
No.
He's an in-law, though.
Yeah, in-law.
Mm-hmm. But was he on the same farm? Raised on the
No.
nearby?
No. He was in Utah.
Yeah.
We were in Oregon and Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
We all lived on separate farms, miles and states away.
Uh-huh.
Not on the same farm.
You're unusual because you seem to have enjoyed your farm life and you think it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't mind it that much.
I didn't mind it that much.
Uh-huh. Did your father own the home that you lived on?
No.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed, remember? We weren't allowed to buy any kind of property.
I know, but
not even rent, hardly.
Oh, so where did you live?
We
Rented?
When you rent the farm, you rented the house and the buildings too.
Oh,
It went with the
renting the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
I think.
Any tool sheds or outdoor toilet, everything.
Describe your house, how it was in those days.
It's cold. It was the winter time. We had broken I don't know. We were too poor to fix or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're big homes, well-built homes.
Wood.
Wood.
I mean, was the house wooden?
Yeah, the house was wooden.
Was it furnished when you got in there, or did you have to?
No. There's no such thing as furnished in those days.
No such thing.
You have no concept at all, do you?
No, that's why I'm asking you.
You moved all your own furniture around. There was no thing as furnished farmhouse. No. You were lucky to get the house.
And they have wooden floors, or?
Yeah, wooden floors. No linoleum.
So when you moved from Oregon to Idaho,
we had to take all our furniture with us.
You had some then?
Yeah, we had to take all our furniture with us.
Uh-huh.
I remember the old washing machine we ran like it had 4 things hanging like cows and milk tits, and we had gears out here and you went back and forth and that thing turned around like this. We bought that all the way for it. I'm surprised.
Was that a wooden washing machine? Or?
Yeah, no.
We had a
washer. It wasn't a machine.
The washer.
Our hand was a machine.
Oh, I see. Then you had to hold one of the
it was like a
pegs and move it back and forth.
It was a handle. It was a handle. It had a lot of gears here. The gears went around this way, and then it went in there and turned this little paddle around.
Oh, and then you have to hand move the gear in order to make the paddle.
Yeah, you stood there and you really washed it. You didn't turn on the motor. You had to stand there and you really turn that around. We had the washing machine outside, winter or summer. We used to wash clothes out there.
Then you had a wringer, I suppose, where you...
Yeah, by hand. Everything by hand.
My gosh.
No sewer. You just threw it in the ditch and it went down.
What about water? Did you have running water on this farm?
No. You had to pump it. You had to, and if you had a good father, in Oregon there was what they call a ram pump. It was a mile away.
A ram pump.
In a ram pump.
What's that?
You started like this, and the water made it go up and down.
Oh, you pump it up and down?
No, we didn't. Once you pushed it up and down, it ran back. The water ran through it and would work it up and down. That pumped it about 3/4 of a mile to our house.
Oh, I see. Would you tap that thing and
tap that thing, and then it went out. They call it a ram pump.
I never even heard of such a thing.
Well, you've never been on the farm, so.
Oh, and then that's
the stream of the water would make that pump go up and down.
It's water power then.
Yeah, it was just.
Was it clear water then?
Yeah, spring water.
Oh, spring water.
And there was what they call a water dog in there all the time to keep it clean.
A water dog?
It looks like a lizard. It's real. It's the color of the skin of a eel. Sort of brownish.
Oh, this is an animal you're talking about.
And it had 4 legs. And it was a water lizard, but they call it. It stayed in the water and always kept it all cleaned up.
Or did it eat up the algae?
I must have, because the water was always clear.
And you made sure that there was a water dog living there?
No, it was just there. And if I wouldn't have known any better. And if I was able to catch it at that time, I bet I would have caught it. Never thinking that it was going to keep the water clean. But you could never catch it. It was
fast and slimy?
Yeah, I guess it is. It's not an ugly looking thing. But then I guess that must, when I think of it now as I grow old, that's what must have kept the water clean. They ate the bugs and the flies and things out of it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, we used to go to the woods every spring, pick all the little wildflowers in there. I think there's a lot of homes in there now. I bet that water's even dried up. So that furnished quite a few houses. Furnished 1, 2, 3 in 3/4 of a mile. That's all the houses because there were farms in between.
Did they have Korean churches or any Korean?
No Korean, nothing. There wasn't that many people. There was another Korean family. That was
not all. Even in Oregon.
Not even in Oregon.
Oh. When did you first go to a Korean meeting or church?
Down here in LA.
Or not until you came out?
Not until I came down here. There's no Korean. There are now.
No. In your days there weren't.
There weren't. There was one Korean family about 10 miles away, and there was one, the Kim family, way up there. I think your mother knows that lady. They used to Salem, Oregon. That was 50 miles away.
Oh my gosh! When did you come to California?
You see now, I came to California after I got married in 29.
Tell me about it.
February 29.
In 1929.
You don't even want to know where I was born, huh?
Yeah. I asked you. You told me you were born in the year of the boar.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me where.
Oh, where were you born? You tell me now. Never too late.
I thought that's what you want to start off with. I was born in Korea, above Southgate. And in those years, there was a hill there, and I was born on the hill. So when I went back to Korea last year, I said, "Where's the hill?" He said, "Oh, they cut that hill down a long time ago. It ain't like any other place, like even Baldwin Hills, I believe, was cut down a little bit. They used to be."
So what, they cut down the hill, and what's there now?
Buildings, of course.
Was that let's see, when did you, let's go back to when you came to LA. It was 1929.
Yeah, after I got married. No, I didn't come to LA in 1929. I came to Utah Farm in 1929.
After you met Manson and got married?
I had 5. I had 5 girls in Utah. Then I came to California.
Oh, let's go back to Utah then. And how did you meet Myung-sung?
They wrote letters. In those days,
Who's they?
My parents, my father and his parents. And they wrote letters. And when I came, they said, "You lived in Oregon," and that was years and years ago. You lived in, we didn't know it then, but you had lived in Oregon. We were in Toppenish, Washington. And there was bachelor. In those days, there were just Korean bachelors running around. And they wanted some patchu at that time. And says, "I know of a family that has patchu." And it was from our farm that they took the patchu to Washington.
Oh, and
who were we?
Yeah, you were going to tell me how you met Myung-sung.
Oh, through letters. Yeah, through letters.
How did the patchu come in?
After you came, after I got married, they explained that it was your family who got the patchu from. They said now they know that it was from our family that they got the patchu that went to Washington State that time.
So the parents wrote back and forth
Yeah,
about Myeong-sung and about you.
yeah.
And did you know that this was going on, that they were getting ready to marry you? And
I knew my father was ready to marry me off.
how did you feel about it then?
Oh, I don't know. I was just a kid. How do I know? I was only 17 and a half.
Well, but then did you feel like, well, I guess if I'm 17 and a half, maybe it's time I got married? I mean, did you get that idea so you didn't resent
No,
or
it was just,
you accepted?
you know what they talk about in Korea, you see the
Shijuka.
Shijuka and all that. You hear that from ever since you're a little kid. You grow up with that idea in your head. So,
And so when you first saw Myeong-sung, what was your reaction?
he looked all right to me.
Well, that's all? He just looked all right?
Well, at that time, I'd never met him before. To start off with that.
Well, your husband thought, she's my gal. That's what he told me.
Well, maybe he was older than me, so maybe he knew his mind. I did.
He did. He said that as he grew older, he had a desire to get married. And so his friends had mentioned, they knew a nice girl, nice, healthy girl. So,
Just folks. I don't think his friend even. There were quite a few. Always was quite a few in L.A. In Los Angeles, but there weren't any in Korea. And they'd never been up there to see me, so I don't think any of them knew. I don't know.
They heard about you.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I heard it.
Well, I heard something too that it was last year, and I was surprised to hear it. She said, I heard you went out there and hauled hay. And I thought, oh my gosh, they heard that all the way to Montana. They were shocked that I was doing. Well, I didn't think nothing of it. It wasn't all that heavy work. It don't hurt you.
Yeah, because you're used to it.
Yeah,
but for a city person like me,
it wasn't a city person. It was out in the farm. But then somebody, I don't know. You know how it is. They love to gossip. I said, it didn't bother me. Now I used to drive horses and help with putting hay on the, I don't know, drive horses and things like that. It didn't bother me. It don't hurt you to do a little work.
No, of course not.
See what the old ladies do in Korea. The real old ladies, much older than me, out there digging with a pick, digging up the street.
Yeah.
Now that to me is terrible.
There's nothing else to do, and they want to make
They want money. Yeah. That's why he says he can't get sinmos anymore either. Because the government giving money for working.
And then there's more factories now, so they don't want to be a sinmo.
No. They don't get nothing but food.
Tell me what preparations were made for your wedding. You didn't have a mother.
I had a sister and a cousin.
So they
nothing. We just Myung and I went to the store and bought a crazy wedding outfit. You should see it.
What do you mean a crazy outfit?
Wedding veil and a pink dress. I didn't know anything about it. So.
A country girl getting all dressed up now for a wedding.
I had a pretty nice dress when I graduated.
Okay, tell me about your wedding dress. The pink wedding dress?
I should have bought the picture. I did think of doing that picture and my picture when I was 3 years old with my wooden shoes. Accordion shoes. But I can't remember where I put that picture. But I know where my wedding picture is. I found it the other day. I put it on the TV.
Okay, I'll remember that and see. Tell me about your wedding the way you remember it, and preparation.
There was no big preparation. We had the minister and had all the kids and some of my school kids come down there. And Myung and I, no piano or nothing. Myung and I just walked down the aisle, arm in arm. What do you think about this? No bridesmaids or nothing.
Very simple.
It's not like they do now. They have all that big preparation.
Well,
my daughters, when they got married, they had all that big bridesmaids.
Well, they were richer too.
Yeah, that's true too.
Sure. In your days, you didn't have that much money to spend probably for one occasion.
Talking about no preparation, nothing. we didn't even have an ice box that you put in chunks of ice.
Oh, what did you have? How did you keep your food from spoiling?
In those days, they didn't have frozen, and we ate whatever. I don't know how we lived. We just had the kimchi and things, and put in the the barrels, and we just lived on that all winter. That's why I used to eat that mui kimchi and rice and water in the morning. And I used to walk a mile and a half to school. And twice a year, I'd get deathly sick. I guess it's because I was malnutrition probably.
Yeah.
I get terrible headache, and I had to stay home the whole day. I'd be sick. And we just took, I don't know why, we had lettuce and things in the garden, but that was always for sale. It wasn't to eat.
That's right.
It wasn't to eat.
And if left over, you probably had
You probably ate it. So, they could have put lettuce in the sandwich, but you know what, without peanut butter and sugar. So, and other kids used to bring things, and I always say, now, why didn't they give me some lettuce? At least give me a little lettuce. They didn't think that way.
I don't think they felt that way.
Yeah.
Probably lettuce, they felt, some you don't stick it on a piece of bread.
A piece of bread, yeah.
Maybe.
We did eat sometimes, but everything was for sale. On the farm, everything was, you never ate it.
Did your dad do pretty well on the farm?
Oh, we just lived from winter to winter, just produce and sell. And he used to, can you imagine, he used to go 14 miles. He worked all day, and then get up and then load the wagon and get the horses. We had to shoe our horses because they went on the hard road, We get a team of horses and get a small wagon. He'd load it up at night, and then he'd go to sleep till about 1 o'clock. Then he'd get up and drive 14 miles
by horse and buggy
to the market. In those days, you sold it direct to the storekeeper. I don't know how we did it, but anyway, there was a big market, and you sold direct to the storekeeper. You didn't sell it to a wholesale house or anything like that. You sold direct. You come around, and then if you didn't sell all, you bring it back home again. And once in a while, we get up. We kept late, early. My father would sneak in the back of the. No, that was when that's when he got the truck. Oh, that little Model T truck would look so big. I thought, my, you got a big truck. Now I see it's only about 4 or 5 feet.
Well, you have to think in those days.
It was big. The Model T looked huge too in those days because it was something tall and and then we Model T sedans. At first, what was it? Just plain old car. And
did your father have these cars?
He only had that truck.
When you were married, Myung-sung, did he have a Model T too?
Yeah, he had a Model T. He was down here in California. He drove all the way up to Utah.
To get you?
No. And then he and his father came to Idaho to get me. And then when he came back, he drove that Model T all the way back down to California to pick up all his belongings to take it back to the farm. To bring back to Utah. Can you imagine the Model T?
Doing all that?
Little panel body.
So, what was Myung-sung doing in California at that time?
He was working for Genuine, and then he was working for his brother-in-law in the. I don't know. He was doing odd things. Did you get it from him? What he was doing?
Yeah, I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember he said he went to get you. And then he stayed on, after you married him, he stayed in Utah
on the farm.
On the farm.
We stayed there for, we stayed on one farm till my daughter was 8. So we must have stayed there 8, 9 years. Then we moved to another place. We stayed there a couple of years, and then we came to California from there.
Did your children like the farm life?
Oh, they were so little, of course. Yeah, I imagine they did.
How, like their birthdays, did you celebrate their birthdays? And how did you celebrate them?
We didn't have any parties, you see, one thing I didn't know when I was young is I never had any social life because there's no way, my mother didn't know English to go out, and we didn't have any Korean, so it took me a little while to get to when there was somebody came to make coffee and things like that. I had to learn that.
Sure, we all have to learn those things.
But
just in your own family, if it was a child's birthday, did you do anything special, like kill a
just
chicken or?
Oh yeah, that we did.
Yeah.
Bake a birthday cake or something like that. And when I got married, the folks never had a Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
And but the minute the folks left, went out and got a Christmas tree and just had the Christmas tree, no presents or anything, but just a Christmas tree.
Did you try to decorate it in any way?
Oh sure.
What did you do?
I know what
You're creative, so I imagine.
Well, I imagine I put the lights on. I remember that. A few baubles. I wasn't that creative in those days. And, no.
Like birthdays, there's a lot of children, so I'm just kind of wondering, in birthdays, like, did they make presents for each other, or we just have a special dinner?
And when they got older and came out of California, we kind of did that. But when they were on the farm, they wouldn't know any different if they got presents or not anyway.
And they never expected that.
When I lived in Oregon, I was 10, 11. Now, I went out in the woods and chopped me a Christmas tree. You can't do that now, you know.
No, I know.
And I had holes in the bottom of my shoe.
Oh.
And I wore an old coat that the neighbor girl gave me, you know. And I trekked out there in the snow to get the Christmas tree. I must have put a bottom on it. I don't remember.
You must.
But you put it up in that farmhouse. It's a wooden farmhouse, mind you now. Put it upstairs in the empty bedroom. One of the empty bedrooms. We had 1, 2, 3. We had 3 bedrooms upstairs. So we never used it. We just used it downstairs. And I used to ride that banister. I loved it. And then I see somebody do something, so I go head first down there. I used to see, I was a regular tomboy too. Yeah. Right down back. Everybody, all the kids were riding backwards, but I was the only one that was riding head first.
You ever bumped your head at the end?
No, I could get stopped. You being small at that time, I could slide down. And I'd bring that Christmas tree, and I'd put the candle. You see those candle holders with the little clip on like that? Yeah. And you used to stick a candle in there and put it all around the tree and light it. Can you imagine the danger? And just some of the guardian angel watching over fools and children, they say. In the olden days, I remember they did clip these and they did light them. They can't. You know, when I think of that, I shudder. Can you imagine? We should burn the whole house down.
I know.
But they did it. Well, being a fresh tree, I guess maybe kind of helped it too. I guess, you know, because I went out in the woods and I don't know. I guess I don't know whose trees they were. There were always the woods there.
Plentiful in those days.
Yeah, there was always the woods there, and I'd go out and I knew the difference between what was planted in the neighbor, yard, and what was wild in the woods. You know, I knew the difference. I went out there. I guess they wouldn't say anything against 11-year-old girls go out there with a hatchet and chop down a tree.
Pretty adventuresome. Let's see what I want to ask you.
I used to go outside there in the barnyard and ride all those horses, and my mother and father didn't know about it. One time the horse saw the tractor up there and they turned around, we could have slid off, and I had a sore shoulder for years.
You slipped off the horse?
I slipped off the big workhorse.
You were quite a adventurous one, weren't you?
My mother and father never knew I was riding the horses out there. Well, she had so many children, so much to do, she didn't have time to watch me. Oh, I used to have a fit. I'd be visiting somebody. I'd ask her if I could go somewhere. She never would say yes. So I'd sneak off. And then she'd be, youngster, I can hear her clear up the hill. The echo. I'd always run off.
How did your mother discipline you when she found out that you went off when you shouldn't have gone off?
I don't know, one time she had a tongue digger right near and just hit me with it.
Tongue diggy?
Yeah, the regular wood that you put in the kitchen wood stove.
She always
hit me in the head. I think that's what's the matter with me.
Nothing wrong with you,
Yeah, one time.
You had a hard head, I guess.
One time she was so upset she did hit me pretty hard and got black and blue. And my half brother was so worried. What took me to my half sister's house? It was her brother. You know, those are her real 100% blood brother and sister. He said, "Well, what would you bring her here for? I don't want her to die like a cast-off orphan."
You were a handful, I think. Huh?
I guess so. And I used to get brand new you wore long stockings those days, climb the tree, and it looked like a rat. It chewed it. I put on a brand new dress and climb the tree. I just love to climb. I think how tall that tree is. I go back there, it's a little teeny, not very tall. I know everything is so far away.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's kind of legs are short or something, and everything is so tall.
When your children were growing up, did you have to discipline them very much?
I never beat them up. That's one.
I never hit them on the head.
I never hit them.
Did you ever have? I mean, they were pretty obedient children, or?
Well, we just kind of, if they were tired and cranky, I used to wash their hair or give them a bath, and that calmed them down. One time I did that, and they were so quiet they got sick.
Oh, come on, Rosie.
Yeah, they were so quiet. I don't know what made them. They were so quiet.
Maybe they were already sick.
They almost got sick. I thought, made them too quiet.
Oh, so you didn't have any discipline problem with your own children?
I think your parents set the example. That's why I can't stand it. People say, I'm going to go do that, young, put your hand off. Well, pretty soon they get wilder and wilder because they know that their mother's not going to really do it.
Cut off their hands.
Just hut them for the, So.
That's true. How many children do you have?
I have 6.
While you were raising them, were you times pretty good for you, or were you having hard times?
Well,
in those days,
we just existed, but we did. I could do a lot more things I could have done, but we seemed to have enough food, and
you didn't have to struggle too much in raising them.
It seems like it now. In those days, there was a lot of things I wanted. When you grew up, you raise children, you can't get anything you want.
No.
So,
what do you wish that you could have done? As you look back now, what do you wish you could have done that you couldn't?
I didn't come down here. I live still on the farm.
You like the farm?
Yeah. Plenty of room.
Do you think someday you and your husband might look into a little farm?
No, I don't think so. All our children are here. We want to buy a farm. It's way out somewhere.
So you want to be near your children?
Oh yeah. We're too old not to go anywhere.
I don't know. You get around pretty much. What are your hobbies, Rosie?
Oh, everything.
What's your favorite hobby?
I don't know.
Name them. Name some of your hobbies.
I have knitting and crocheting and handcrafts, all kinds of corsages and things, and painting.
Oil?
Yeah, oil, painting.
Do you do watercolors too?
That's another medium. It's the exact opposite of what you do in oil. In oil, you start with dark colors, but in watercolors, you better start out with light colors, then put the dark on. So if you, I have an awful time learning oil after water after oil.
You more or less specialize in the oil painting, haven't you?
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier than anything else. Acrylics will dry instantly. You cannot erase. That's why. Like oils, you're gonna get the solution and rub it off if you make a mistake.
I see.
I guess after a while you get real good, you can dab in acrylics. I don't do much sketching.
You don't?
No. You just kind of draw it out with a brush, and then you go around it.
Well, in raising 5 children, you must have had highlights in your life. Like what would you consider your happiest moment in your life? What's the happiest time in your life? Or an occasion,
They're all sort of all equal, I guess.
Oh, not all equal.
I don't know.
Special happy time?
I was just dying to come down to California.
So, you were glad when you got to California?
I'm glad. I wouldn't mind going back to the farm if my children were up there, but,
What about when your children got married? Were they happy times for you?
Yeah, a very good time. All in its stride, everything in its stride, so there's nothing outstanding.
Well, how did you feel when your first child told you, I'm in love, I'm going to be married, and I'll be leaving you? How did you feel then?
Oh, we worked out together to get them out.
Rose. You didn't feel any kind of, I think all parents feel a little sadness and happiness. It's all combined.
Somebody says, look at her, she's carrying a handkerchief, but I bet she's going to laugh. And
You? Referring to you?
Yeah. And she's carrying a handkerchief down the aisle, but Kleenex down the aisle. She's going to laugh. Sure enough, and we do it all in stride.
You didn't cry or laugh?
No.
Did you feel like you gained a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law?
Yeah, I guess so. Everything is stride. Nothing outstanding. I just figured, just like me, Shijuka, Honine, and Changagan, and then that's it. That's all daily routine.
Yeah. Okay, then after you came to LA, you see, that's when you first went to church, and
I went to American church by myself when I was young. I forgot about that. But I didn't go to Korean church. You asked me about Korean church.
Any church?
I went to all the churches. Except when I came to Utah, Oregon, I went to church and walked a mile and a half, a little bit farther than the school even. And I used to take the streetcar. I used to walk 3/4 of a mile to catch the streetcar in the icy street. And
what church denomination did you
I went to Presbyterian.
And
when I came to Idaho, the Methodist church was right at the end of our property. So I went to Methodist church. There was a Baptist church this way too, but I don't know why. My father was a Methodist, so I just all I knew when I was growing up was Methodist and Presbyterian. I guess if it was a Baptist and a Presbyterian, I would have gone to the Baptist church.
Your father was a Methodist?
Methodist, though.
What was the first Korean Methodist church you went to? Or did you go to any Korean?
I came down here and went to the Korean Presbyterian. Because I went to Presbyterian in Oregon, so that I guess automatically I went to Presbyterian church. Besides, the Presbyterian church was one that was established. And we did start to go to the Methodist because my sister-in-law took us over there.
And Korean Methodist?
Yeah, and then Mrs. Lim and Homo Lee, I think.
Was it Lim Dua? Mrs. Lim Dua?
No, Cecil and Lim Chio's wife. They used to have a grocery store in Clinton and your mother knows Cecil, and they have 3 girls, Cecil, Marcella, and Hazel. And they knew that I had gone to the Methodist, and they bought a whole bunch of stuff, old clothes and things like that, and they wooed us back to the Presbyterian.
Nice. Were you ever a member of this Korean Patriotic Women's Organization?
Long time ago, I was at one time when I was in Delano.
What did they do as an organization?
I don't know what they did. They sponsored this and that. I don't know what they exactly did. It was all in Korean, so.
You didn't understand?
I didn't understand, but I joined it because up there was only about 5 Korean mothers up there. I think that's all there was up there in Delano. So they were in it. So we just.
Did you send your children to Korean language school?
Yeah, anytime there was a chance. So my daughter still knows how to conjugate. She's almost like me. She can't understand what it's all about, but she can conjugate it.
Why did you send them to Korean language school?
Well, I guess just inherent, I guess, just heredity, the ancestors from way back. I think I even took classes, I think, at one time.
Did you want them to learn Korean and to speak Korean and all?
Yeah, but it was kind of difficult. Even the ones that come from Korea now, they're having a hard time. It took no time at all to turn things around almost. And most of us, quite a bit of us in English, even our church now. And they worry about it and say, you should learn Korean. I thought, gee, they're saying that too? My folks in any Korean, even your mother, I said, you better learn Korean because when you go back to Korea, you better learn Korean. You go back to Korea, never did they go back.
So did all of them go for some time?
Sometimes those,
to a Korean
I think everybody went except my last two children, I think.
Mhm.
They did. At that time, there was so much English going on. There was no, there was no use.
Yeah. Did the children resent having to learn Korean?
No.
They didn't say, "Oh, it's too much trouble. Why do I have to go to Korean?"
No.
They just went.
You just went, you know.
Mhm.
It wasn't something I pounded their brain or anything like that. It was just something extracurricular they were taking. That's all.
You must have had very obedient children. They did as they were told. If you told them to.
Well, you see, we didn't fight in our family. My husband and I